Now, do you enjoy working on larger pieces, or do you prefer the smaller scale of sketch cards?
I've done so many sketch cards now over the past few years that I'm kind of getting to where I want to work on larger stuff, and I set out to do it, and it's not hard. It's not harder, but it's a different mindset, and it kind of messes me up a little bit because I'm so used to drawing small now, and it gets a little bit tough to like figure things out when I'm working on like a larger surface, and I hate that because I want to do larger pieces. I think the largest thing I've ever done is like 11 by 17, and I don't really think I would do anything larger because I think just the work that I do is pretty. I like to put a lot of detail into it, so like I don't know how like Struzen, for example, he works on movie posters like you know he does them at the actual size that they're being printed. It's like I don't know if I see a lot of artists. Another artist that I love is Sebastian Kruger. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No, no, I'm not.
He's a German artist. He's a portrait artist, and he does a lot of portraits of like old movie stars and a lot of caricatures too, and of like he's very famous for doing like a lot of portraits and caricatures of the Rolling Stones, the rock group, and he works really huge, and I like it's insane how big. I never really knew his paintings were that big because whenever you see him on the internet, it's just like a little JPEG, and they look amazing. But then I'm like, well, when someone's working that huge, when you reduce it down, the detail is gonna enhance it. That's why like comic book artists work on twice up. So when you reduce it, it looks better. So there's something about that where I kind of want to do work larger, but it is kind of tough. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, I think I share a lot of the same feelings that you do in the matter. I got pretty burnt out with sketch cards a while ago and decided to try to do some larger pieces. While it's liberating to do the bigger pieces, it takes a lot more time. So I tend to go back to sketch cards because I enjoy the uh, the speed that I can get out of it, how quickly I can lay out my ideas and arrive at a finished piece.
Right. That is cool. I do the same thing. I kind of switch back and forth. I'm working on like a larger piece now, just for whatever, for fun or practice or whatever, and then after I get a little tired of working on it, I'll just go back to a sketch card. Another nice thing about sketch cards is like you can do a whole piece in less than a day. You know what I mean? There's not that because there's one thing about me is like when I start working on something, I hate like putting it down and like going to sleep or whatever. Like I like that gratification of starting it and finishing it all in one time period, and you can't really do that on larger stuff. You have to like put it, step away from it for a little bit, or you'll like go insane. So I do like that about sketch cards. That's one thing that is cool about the format. And another thing is that a lot of people, I've noticed for myself, as far as just from a commercial standpoint, people only want sketch cards from me. They don't want larger pieces of like I'll put something on eBay and something that's like large, and it'll sell for less or around the same price as a sketch card, and my brain's kind of thinking, well, why the hell am I going to spend all this time to do this to put on eBay when I can just do something that's 2.5 inches by 3.5 and sell it? It's like that's part of me is like I've kind of like gotten to the as far as commissions go, no one ever all they ask from me is for sketch cards. Like, cause when you get known for something, that's just kind of what people want from you. Like,
I know working on these sketch cards and just in art in general can become stressful and draining. So what do you like to do for fun?
oh, well, that's a good question. Well, probably the number one thing I've been doing lately is actually playing World of Warcraft, which is really, really time consuming and I should probably not play it that much. I mean, but as far as something I'm trying to think of stuff I do outside of drawing and stuff like that. Definitely video games, which is stupid because it's such a waste of time. And then, I mean, I'm living pretty secluded right now. I live in like a small town in northwest Iowa, and it's basically I'm surrounded by farms. There's not much to do, so I mean, I'm pretty much I'm working a lot, and when I'm not, I watch movies and television and stuff like that, but I don't really get out much. It's kind of I would think that I would have a lot more artwork done actually, but I do procrastinate. So I mean, that's one thing that I've always had a problem with. So, but I do, I mean, as far as stuff I do, I listen to music and stuff like that, and I do like to work a lot. So I mean, when I'm, and of course there's sleep. I do sleep, probably more. I probably sleep more than anything else actually. But I do work a lot, and the thing is that I do a lot of of work on a lot of stuff that I don't post online. Like I just do it for myself, like little practice pieces and stuff like that. So not everything I'm doing is like a finished sketch card or a finished piece of art. So that's one thing. I probably should have a larger output of stuff that I'm showing online or whatever, but I do a lot of stuff that's more like private, that I don't share with everyone. So maybe someday I'll put out like a sketchbook that'll have like a lot of that kind of crap.
Well, Randy, if people are interested in following your work, where should they go?
I'm on DeviantArt. I think it's rsiplon.deviantart.com, and then I have a blog that I update a lot, and it's randysiplon.blogspot.com, and those are I'm on Facebook if people want to hit me up there.
I'd like to thank Randy for coming on and being the first guest on the show. He's an incredible illustrator and a real nice guy. If you'd like to hear more interviews like this, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you guys will be back.